This video shows how to use TablevView to generate preview tables for entity graphs. In an entity graph, nodes represent entity types and edges represent the relationship between entity types. For further details about the scoring measures and our backend algorithm, please refer to our Sigma 2016 research paper on this topic. You can select the parameters of the preview under Options. A preview consists of multiple preview tables. The first column of each preview table is called key attribute and it refers to an entity type in the schema graph. The remaining columns of the preview table are called non-key attributes and they refer to the relationships in the schema graph that are connected to the key attribute of the preview table. You can select one of the 5 domains that we have implemented for FreeBase dataset, including book, film, music, people, and TV. For key attribute scoring, we have implemented coverage-based and random walk-based scoring. For non-key attribute scoring, you can select among coverage-based and entropy-based scoring. Number of the key attributes will specify how many tables you will have in your preview. Number of the non-key attributes shows the total number of the non-key attributes of the preview tables in the preview. We have 3 preview types including concise, tight, and diverse. A concise preview is a preview that satisfies key attributes and non-key attributes constraints and its score is maximized. Tight and diverse preview consider an additional distance parameter. In a tight preview, the distance between key attributes of 2 preview tables is at most equal to the distance that is specified by the user. On the other hand, in a diverse preview, the distance between the key attributes of 2 preview tables has to be at least equal to the distance that's specified by the user. In order to help users have a better understanding of the actual data in the dataset, we provide a few sample records for each preview table. These sample records are selected randomly from the data graph. You can select number of the sample records you would like to see in each preview table under the drop-down under sample records. When you completed the parameters in the options panel, you may click on submit to see the automatically generated preview for the domain you have specified. As you can see, we generated 3 preview tables for domain film of FreeBase dataset. There are a few features that lets you interact with the generated preview, such as if you click on the show button of a key attribute of a preview table, you can see some additional information about that key attribute, such as the number of the entities that belong to that entity type and number of the key attributes in the schema graph that are connected to that entity type. Moreover, the corresponding entity type in the schema graph and the adjacent relationships in the schema graph will be highlighted to give a better understanding of the position of that entity graph in a schema graph. You can also click on any of the entity types in the schema graph to view the additional information of that entity type and also the edges that are connected to the entity type. In the search box, you may import one of the key attributes and see that entity type in the schema graph and the additional information for that entity type. In order to be able to see all of the tables in one view, you can hide the sample records in each preview table and collapse them. Additionally, if you are not interested in any of the automatically generated non-key attributes or key attributes in the preview, you may drop that column using the delete button on the header and the preview will be automatically refreshed and the next best preview satisfying the size constraints will be generated. When you completed the interaction with the preview, you may export the preview to a PDF file. You can also generate the previews manually. Once you selected a domain and key attribute and non-key attribute constraints, you can click on Manual Preview. As you can see, the schema graph of the specified domain is provided. And in the list under key attributes, you can see the list of the entity types in the schema graph for this specific domain and number of the key attributes and non-key attributes that you have specified. You can select any of the key attributes from this list, and you will be able to see the list of the non-key attributes that can be added to this key attribute. By selecting the non-key attributes, you can generate the preview tables as you like. Once you completed the manual preview, you may export this preview to a PDF file. We hope this video was helpful in showing how to use TablevView to generate preview tables for entity graphs. Please let us know if you have any suggestion to improve this tool.